Hey guys, so we had a major announcement of which characters we're going to get for the first two DLC teams, so there's a lot to talk about, but first let's see what kind of changes they've made to some of these characters. So first up we got Rock, and we can see that his Far C is now special cancelable. This kind of change would be good for any character in general, but it's especially good for Rock because his Far C was super negative in 14 for no reason, to the point where some characters were able to punish it. But in 15 he can cancel into something else to make himself a little bit safer. On top of that, just being able to go straight into a special is a good perk by itself. Like for example, if you block something that's punishable, but the opponent is too far away for a close normal, but at the same time running it will make you late on the punish, then having a special cancelable Far C would solve both problems. So to me, this is kind of a big change. It's not as exciting as a brand new special, but it is in terms of functionality. In this clip we also see his new special, although they're only showing the EX version. So this is his top move from Mark of the Wolves, which is basically just an overhead special. In 15 we know that the EX version can combo off of a hard normal and leads to a ground bounce, so expect to see this move a lot in his combos. So interesting enough, they didn't show Rock's EX hard edge, and if you've been keeping up with the trailers, you should be aware that 15 is sort of transitioning away from wall bounce specials by turning them into crumples or giving characters a new juggle. And the reason for that is because wall bounce combos just get jacked up when you're in the corner or somewhat close to the corner, so changing them into crumples keeps the combo consistent. Right now I can only think of 3 moves that still wall bounce. So Maximo's EX Vapor Cannon, which doesn't matter because it doesn't side switch in the corner, and then you got King of Dinosaur's EX Claw, which does side switch in the corner, but it doesn't matter because he could still do the same combo just in the opposite direction. And then finally you got Antonov's EX DP, but for him it doesn't matter because he's got a different combo routes in the corner. So for Rock, I'm wondering if they're going to change EX Hard Edge into a crumple, because the intent behind 15's design is that most characters can combo 2 or more EX moves into each other. For Rock at mid screen it would be EX Reppuken into EX Hard Edge, but if that move doesn't wall bounce anymore it's not going to work. If EX Hard Edge crumples instead, you can probably do the reverse and do that first into EX Reppuken, but you wouldn't be able to get much after that for mid screen because of the way that the character gets launched. So I think this is where the new special comes into play, where you get EX Hard Edge for the crumple, and then into the new EX special for the ground bounce, and then maybe you can do double Reppuken into super cancel, or maybe see rising tackle into the break into whatever. Anyways, I know it's a lot of speculation, but after watching all these trailers, we know there's a clear practical intent behind all these little changes. They're not just bringing back these moves for the sake of nostalgia, and they're not just there for gimmick or niche use. There's a purpose to the design, and it's to help Rock fit into 15's new system even better, which is what they've been doing for every character so far. Next up we got Gato, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on him because he hasn't been in any of the recent games, so of course things like EX moves or having a climax that combos after a super is going to be new to him. He does however have a new target combo that launches the opponent. Not much to say here, but I do have a couple questions to test out in training mode. So first of all, can we combo a crouching B into this target combo, because that would make it a really good hit confirm. And secondly, because this seems like it's going to be really good, how punishable is this going to be on block? We can also see that his climax OTGs. Now we don't know if this OTGs in general or only after his super, but it's great to see that he can advance cancel from his first super after landing on the ground and then combo into climax, because going from super to climax was not an equal right in 14. There were a good amount of characters whose level 2 supers didn't cleanly combo into climax and they had to use level 1 instead, but that kind of contradicts with the quick max system because you're locked into EX super while in max mode. But they've been doing a good job at fixing that in general for 15, especially for characters like Gato who, they have a super that leaves the opponent on the ground or it puts himself in the air. Next up we got b.jenet, and again, not really worth analyzing anything here because it's mostly specials and supers, and we know EX moves are going to be new to her, but one small change is that her double quarter circle forward punch super, which you saw just now, can be performed in the air now. And again, this is all for the sake of letting everyone go from level 1 to level 2 into climax, because her first super leaves her in the air, so she needs a way to advance cancel, get back to the ground, and then go into climax. So good job on SNK for making this change. Alright, so final thoughts. This is just an amazing announcement in general. If you already knew about the leaks, then the reviews are nothing new to you, but the fact that we're going to get 4 new teams or 12 DLC characters before the end of the year is just freaking awesome. Now, don't get me wrong, I fucking hate DLC characters and what it's done to today's fighting games, and the fact that it's normalized, accepted, and especially when you remember that some of these characters already exist in 14. But at the end of the day, SNK is giving us 40 characters on launch, and that's more than double of any recent fighting game that's been released in the past couple years. Most of them don't even reach 20 characters anymore. So when I see it that way, I can forgive SNK because they're not as big as ArcSys or Capcom, and yet they're giving us more than they are, so I do want to see them succeed. Anyways, there is one other big positive takeaway from this announcement, and that this is just the beginning. There is no way they're going to release these 4 DLC teams and be done with the game. Like, you'd be a fool to think that they wouldn't continue after this. Like, no Kim, no problem. He's probably going to be back with Gang-il in June. Kenzo and Chin, they could easily find a third character to team them up with, or maybe they could even break them up. Like, Chin could probably form a new team Masters with Takuma and Tung. Kenzo could easily form a new team China. I could go on and on, but you get the point. Because there are so many characters that they can bring back from 14, 02, 98, or anywhere really. There's just so many iconic and fan favorite characters to choose from, and you know, I hope SNK takes advantage of this and milk 15 as long as possible. Honestly, I hope the roster goes up to like 80 characters. I mean, look at 98 UM and 02 UM. Both of them have over 60 characters. Both of them are really fun, and both of them are still really popular. And I want 15 to be like that, because it's already a really fun game, so you can't go wrong with having more characters. The more the better if you ask me. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.